Have you ever faced a situation when you met someone and they spoke something so important to you, but still you couldn't just connect? Or maybe at times you wanted to speak something super important and it didn't create any impact that you thought it would. Well, if you want to learn how words and the way you use words, the way you stress on those words, and how making the best use of words creates an impact, you are at the right place. In this entire video, we're going to decode the importance of tonality and stress once and for all with some very, very practical ways in which you can master tonality and stress in words in your communication. Let's dive straight into it. If you're new to this channel, do subscribe. Get ready to share this video. Get ready to type a lot of things because this is going to be super, super interactive. As you all know, I'm a very, very big fan of mind map, and I've created something crazy for you. So the first is, why does tonality and syllable stress even matters? You got to understand. First, let's understand the basics. What is tonality? The way you utilize pronouncing a particular word in a specific manner. Today, I can just sit down like this and I can say, oh, we are going to learn about tonality and stress, and you will feel bored, you will chop off and you will just get lost, right? But right now you can feel my energy. You can see the way in which I'm stressing one particular word. So tonality is the emotional and the attitudinal quality of the voice. The way we add emotions and attitude into the voice while we are speaking. Okay. Pitch is the highness of the lowness, highness and lowness. So I can continue speaking like this, or I can also speak like this. So you're able to see the change in the bass and the tone. That's the pitch, the shrillness of the voice. And finally, you have a syllable stress, which is the emphasis on every single word. Okay, we're going to go deep into this, by the way. Now, I want to talk to you about this very interesting thing that happened in one of my workplaces. The boss, my director, called up our support executive, and he wanted to give him some kind of a bashing, mouthful of bashing for not really doing his work up to the level. Now, I probably thought that he's just going to probably share something interesting. But what he did is he came in and he's like, why didn't you do this particular work? What were your challenges? But I had told you to do this entire work, isn't it? But why didn't you do it? Now, observe the tonality, okay? The reply from the support executive, sir, but you had told me to do this particular work. You didn't tell me to do that particular work. I did exactly what you told me. Now, this entire meeting stretched for around 45 minutes, and my boss couldn't really give the support executive what he wanted. The communication was not at all clear. So he called me in and he's like, Suryadeep, why don't you handle this for me? Can you tell him exactly what are the things he needs to improve while he's talking to our customers? I said, yeah, sure, why not? And I called him in my cabin. I just asked him, what would you want out of your job? Like, why do you come to work every day? Just tell me. And he kind of sulked down even more. And he said that my parents need a lot of money to fix their health. Both my parents are going through health issues, and I come to work every day so that I can earn the money and I can take care of them. And I immediately empathized and changed my tone into, okay, what if I told you that a few things you need to do so that you can double your entire salary? How would that make you feel? His face and everything lit up. And he was like, Suryadeep, sir, please tell me, what do I need to do? Please tell me. And then I pumped up the energy and I said, well, what are the top three things you would want your customers to go through every single time they speak with you? Are you able to see the complete difference in the conversation? Right? And that's the power of pitch and tone and syllable and stress. We're able to model and mimic two different people depending on the scenarios. And that's how you really develop that entire bond. Of course, my boss started trusting me with a lot of other stuff from that moment onwards. Okay. Moving further, here are the common misconceptions that we usually find. Okay. The first, speaking louder means I'm speaking better. Although at times I usually speak very loud, as you might have observed. But for me, it's more about connecting deep within with my energy. Okay, being true to who I really am. This is exactly how I am, whether you meet me in person. But it's not usually the case. Monotone equals seriousness. If you speak in one particular tone itself all the way throughout from the beginning to the end, people will assume that you are very, very serious. You're very, very reserved. That's how our school and college professors usually have taught us, and we felt bored and we slept in the class. I know you're able to understand what I'm saying, but I just wanted to demonstrate. The third is over enunciation. How giving too much of stress in specific set of words can actually take away the entire the specific meaning behind what is it that you want to share. So it's obviously wrong. And then, of course, the final one, over explanation. We'll talk about it later, but think about it. How often have you faced this scenario, right? Where you're talking to someone, junior, senior, and they end up talking about something and giving the explanation. Okay. So I couldn't do my work because my wife was sick, because she went to the in-laws for a vacation, because in the in-laws her cousins fed her with a lot of chocolates and all. How is it relevant for me? But still, this is what it is. This is what happens in the day-to-day culture, in the office, in the professional setup. Agreeing, right? So these are again misconceptions that you obviously need to avoid. Now, once these two basics are sorted, let's understand a couple of basics of vocal delivery. Now, you have to understand tone, pitch, and the third thing that we understood, syllable. Okay, the syllable stress. These three things are naturally there inbuilt within us by default. Agreed? Yes. All of us have one standard or default mode of pitch, syllable, and the way we speak, right? Now, does that really mean that you will be limited to that particular range itself? Because most of us, we've never learned this across our school or college, isn't it? However, if you really want to take it to the next level, you have to start with the foundations itself. So that's when we'll be covering these 6 points. The first is legato versus staccato. I have to share this with you. It's very interesting. Let me see if I sing something, you'll be able to understand or not. Da 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 da. You see, this is again twinkle twinkle. So every note I had hit the same stress. Every note has its own stress, and that's what is called as legato. Every word, every syllable has its own stress points. Staccato, on the other hand, is when you blend everything together. So it's more like da 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 da. Ra, ra, ra. You see, it just flows. There's a lot of ebbs and flows, and it's in one smooth transition. The same way, whenever you use your voice, knowingly or unknowingly, there are elements of staccato where I want to put in the stress and the focus. And there are moments of legato. There are moments of legato in the previous and staccato right now. So every single time I speak, if you observe, there's a proper way, ebb and flow. Of course, I mix and match with my energy. This is my natural way of speaking as well. And a part of it is also trained. As you practice more and more, you become better at it. But the point is, staccato helps you to hold the connection of that entire thing that you're sharing about every time you speak. Legato is when you just hold, break the pattern, and bring people back into focus. That's the very first fundamental. The second one is the rate of your speech. So either you can continue to speak too slow, like how many people have you observed whose speeches do not even tend to finish? The importance of that is, of course, every time you speak slow, you can obviously take more attention and people's focus improves. But if you do it too long, their attention goes down. However, if you speak too fast, just like right now, let me try this. Okay. Every single time you speak too fast, people are obviously hooked right in the end, but then they try and understand and try to process every single thing because they're hearing you and they're trying to understand and process what's there, what you are saying versus what's going on in their heads. And then they finally try to understand whether they're agreeing with it or not agreeing with it. Eventually loses the essence, the focus, the holding of your audience's attention. So you need to know how to blend the rate of your speech. Of course, I am a naturally fast speaker. So I've habituated myself to speak slower whenever it's needed. The important point is, by the way, this is me giving you literal demonstration of every element of the vocal patterns. Okay. The next one is the volume of your speech. So like I mentioned, you cannot really be too loud. The idea here is You got to understand that volume is the lifeblood of your voice. And the best way to look at volume is you rate your volume between 0 to 10, 0 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. Now, every single time, there are so many times what happens is, let's just say I've given a presentation in a school or college or a corporate meeting, professional setup, whatever. People will come to me, oh, Suryadeep, you're so amazing. I'm a very little introvert, but I don't really want to come up and speak, but just wanted to share how good you were. Now, imagine if I speak in the same tone throughout a video or every time I'm giving a presentation. I'm so happy that all of you are here. It's going to be amazing. The experience is going to be amazing. You won't feel the connect. So usually the volume of 6 to 7 is when you are considered as confident. How do you know it's a 6 to 7? Just ask yourself or ask the viewer. So for example, right now, if I'm speaking to you, this is my natural way of speaking. What do you feel will be my volume? Rate it on a scale of 0 to 10 in the comments. I want to know. Now, when you really play around with your volume, you will realize that you can move people. You can move people because at the end, when your volume elevates, if you're slow, like a low volume speaker, you improve your volume, you will notice that your facial expressions continues to improve, your body language, your hand gestures, everything. Like right now, just because I'm a 6 to 7 out of 10, I can't literally scream. Your ears will burst. Sorry if that did just now. But because I'm varying around, you see my hands are also playing a role, and every single thing that I'm sharing with you, it's a perfect blend of whatever it is that I'm sharing. The third is the pitch. Now, this is a very interesting thing. Can you tell me the name of your favorite book, the best book that you ever read? Okay, type that down in the comments. Okay, so I'll tell you my favorite book is The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. But can I literally read word to word about an entire book? I cannot. I'm sure you also cannot. But if I ask you about your favorite song, will you be able to sing end to end without skipping any lines or skipping any words? Of course you can. Why? Because of melody. Melody is what helps us to remember things. And there's melody in your voice as well. So oftentimes people tell me that every single time you speak, it feels like there's some kind of a jingle bell going on. I get a lot of different metaphors from my voice. The thing is, people remember every single thing that I say because there's a natural melody. And if you observe, there's a proper pattern. I know when I need to go fast, when I need to smoothen the ends of every sentence that I say. And again, this comes with practice. The more you do it, the more you are aware of where you are right now. And then, of course, you need to find where you need to go. And then just try and add 1.1% improvement in every single thing that you do. Okay. So ideally, what your melody is going to do for you is you need to understand, first of all, how well you use the elements of melody. The best way to practice is using the siren technique. If you see, let me try and see if I can do this with my voice. Okay. So every single time you see a helicopter going or a ambulance going, you see, it comes, it increases the volume, it goes away. So something the same way, if you can use your voice, the first, let's do this right now. Okay. The moment I start speaking, if you see my voice increases, but every single time I want to complete a sentence, I leave it on the loose. You see, every sentence, if you're able to do so as you're practicing, the beginning and the end, reduce the volume and the pitch. And as the middle part, you can slow down, improve your pace, increase the volume. These are little things that you can literally practice. Because right now I'm recording for you. I am actually practicing what I'm sharing with you so that you can always rewind back and watch and implement. You see, so it's not just about the learning, it's about the implementation as well. Again, the faster you do it, the better. You're not going to be perfect right at the beginning, but you can obviously make progress. Okay, progression is the mother of all skills after repetition. Okay, finally, the next one is the tonality. So the emotive meaning in the voice, how every emotional element is added every single time you speak. So what happens is you got your top 6 human emotions. Okay, so happy, sad, disgust, angry, surprised, fearful. So usually what happens is your face is what denotes the emotion. So very quickly, let's try and see this. Do you remember anyone in your office or college or school or even in your friend circle and all? Every single time they speak, especially for a presentation and all, they have a completely blank face. Hello there, good morning, everyone. I'm so excited that you all are here. Today we are going to have so much of fun. I'm sure you know it. But let's improve this right now. Let's do this practice right now. The best way to improve your emotions is to practice the emotions right now. So I'm going to ask you, let's make a happy face. Come on, do it with me. I have the habit of stretching my lips too much. Okay, turn. Now, the moment you're happy, say, I love you. So, I love you. Did you feel something inside? Now, let's do it the other way around, sad. And now say, I love you. Did you feel something else? Okay. Now, disgust. Imagine that there's someone has just put some cow dung on your hand, and now make that face and say, I love you. I know it's very weird, but try it out. Like literally try it out with me. The fourth one, angry. I'm so angry with someone. And now say, I love you. I love you. How crazy is that? But I'm sure you're able to feel that the words that you say and the way you feel, how important your face plays a role, right? And how often we either overexpress or don't. In my case, obviously, I overexpress, but we don't express ourselves at all. Nothing is in harmony. What we are saying, how we are feeling, and what our face is depicting. Make sense? So the next time, obviously, you know that your tonality is directly related to the expressions that you have. I'll give you one more very interesting hack. Just before I hit the record button for this video, I have this very weird kind of a ritual. I just take a deep breath in, I fire myself up, I clap, and I go, woo, let's do this. What am I doing? I'm pumping my energy up, and I know my tonality is directly related to the way I'm feeling. So oftentimes what happens is something external happens to you, and your emotions are an outcome of what's happening to you. What if we are able to reverse it around? Wouldn't you agree that your tonality is actually in control of you? Let's just say you want to feel amazing, and you sort of fill yourself with maybe memories or just the whole feeling of excitement and everything. The fact that right now I'm feeling as excited as you are watching this video, the excitement of not knowing what's going to come out of my mouth because I only have the points in front of me. I don't have the entire script. It's crazy. And that will obviously fill you with that emotion, and that sets up your tonality. Aren't you feeling happy and excited the fact that I'm describing all these things to you right now? Isn't it crazy? So it's called the process of reverse engineering, but you might as well try it. Decide, set the intention first, and then begin. Once you do that, obviously the last vocal element that we have for this is pause. Pause is my personal favorite. What happens is you give people more time to process what you've said. And that's why occasionally you will see every single time I'm speaking, because I've pretty much had the habit of ensuring that even if one person or a million people are listening to me right now, I can hold their attention. Yeah, that was me giving an intentional, long, awkward pause for you to think what is going on. You see? So when you use pauses, you're able to remove words from your vocabulary which are meaningless. Like, how often have you heard of people using the words like so, but, so you have non-words as well as filler words. Non-words are the words which are meaningless but takes away the essence of your conversation. You replace them with pauses, and suddenly your communication becomes more effective. And these so filler words. First is obviously non-words, and then you have filler words. So filler words includes but, so, like, and, yet. So many different words. From what I'm able to observe so far, while I'm recording this video, I must have used the word because or cause 15, 20 times. I'll have to rewatch the video, just like how you might as well, to see how many times I've actually used it. But I am a very, very keen observer of these little things. But the moment you use pause, you replace those words with pauses. Suddenly, your voice has a bigger impact. So these were the very, very basic vocal foundations that all of us needs to keep in mind. Once this is done, then we move into the specific practical techniques which you can instantly start applying to improve. The first is understand that your breathing and your posture makes a big, big, big difference. Okay, so what I'm going to do is let's try this right now. Okay, imagine you want to speak in front of your boss, in front of your entire firm, and you're not ready at all. You're feeling the nervousness, you'll feel the heat, right? But imagine at the same time, just before you speak, you're just calming your nerves down with a deep breath in. So I do this all the time. I'm like, 1, 2, 3, let's go. So the breathing helps you calm down the posture. The moment I put out my chest and my hands are back in the power pose and every way, right? You take up your entire state, and that's what has a direct impact in your tonality. I'm going to use this. You can write this down as well. Your physiology and your psychology determines your tonality. Your physiology and your psychology determines your tonality. Okay, so that's obviously the first thing. The second thing is the way you let your volume take over. So every single time I speak on stage, I always start off with, how's everyone going? How many of you? Like, always a question, something that raises the attention as well as builds the connection. The third, whenever I know that I need to focus on something important, I'm going to highlight it, use the legato, and then take a pause. So in just a nanosecond, the whole point is getting absorbed. Does that make sense? And finally, I know that there are elements in my entire video where I speak a little fast. There are places where I need to speak slow. It comes out with practice the more you do it. And the best way to do it is to take any movie dialogues, okay, and practice the movie dialogues in different emotions. It works like magic, okay? So my favorite movie dialogue that I always used to practice is the Rocky Balboa speech, Rocky 6, the final Rocky, the speech where he talks about, he has a monologue with his son. It ain't about our sunshines and rainbows. The world's a mean and nasty place, and I don't care how good you are. It's going to beat you to your knees and let you beat. You, me, or nobody can be as big as life. No? So I still remember the entire script because I've practiced it so many times. The point is, when you observe someone giving a good monologue and you practice the same as well, using the different emotions, you can actually play around with all these vocal foundations and thereby improve your tonality. It takes a while, but for me, I felt it took around a month to 45 days to kind of turn that into an unconscious competence. And of course, you seek a lot of feedback as you, for example, I make videos, and I know there are people I trust who will watch my videos and tell me, give me feedback on my tonality and stress as well. So that acts perfectly. With that, we are going to cover some 3 very interesting things. Of course, I do promise gifts at the end of my videos, right? So the common pitfalls that you need to obviously avoid is monotony. You don't want to keep repeating the same thing over and over again. Emphasizing, okay? Don't overemphasize on every single word that you speak need not be emphasized. You get the idea, okay? Rushing, I am I really want to hold my ears here. This is something that I always used to do. Probably I still do to some extent. Rushing far too much for people to understand and absorb even before they are able to do so. You already moved ahead. You would want to avoid that. And of course, explaining the explanations. Stick to what is it that you want to do. So a couple of exercises. The first is the mirror method. I love this. Stand in front of the mirror and just talk to yourself as if you're having an interview, and just be an observer of that as well. So while you're talking, just observe whatever you're doing and make some points every day, just improve. Record method, I love this. Record a particular video. Let's just say you take any topic, okay? Well, what is life according to you? Okay, just record a small 1-minute video. And then once you have that video with you, you watch the video, just the video, not the audio. So reduce the volume and do a visual audit of your video. Okay, what were your hands doing? What was your face doing? Just watch and observe, make notes. Number 2, do an auditory audit, which means increase the volume, turn the phone upside down, keep it, and just hear yourself speaking so that you'll get an idea about how your tone and syllable and stress and pitch and everything is sounding. Number three, do a full-fledged review. That is, watch and hear yourself at the same time. Just watch the video completely and make notes. So that will give you so much of clarity. Again, it's not about good or bad or anything. It's just about the clarity. That's all you need. And finally, this is the last method. Okay, it's there in my mind. I call it tongue twister power. So I was never really a big fan of tongue twisters until and unless I saw or heard it in a song, and the song connected with me, and I had to learn the song to master the tongue twister. Yogeshwari, however, is a magician when it comes to tongue twister. She's my better half, the English and communication coach, my mentor I look up to. She's too good in tongue twisters. And I observed that just because she's good at tongue twisters, she's amazing at articulating words at a far better manner in which people are able to resonate with her. Her pronunciations are always spot on. So what can you do? You can obviously play a tongue twister game with AI. Just go to ChatGPT or any of the tools and just tell them, hey, let's play a tongue twister game. Give me a tongue twister. Don't tell that to me, say it out loud to me. Okay, so, and then you use the voice feature and you can actually play around with each other. That's a very good hack that works. It's going to be weird. It's going to be fun. And the fact that you just attempt it, it's going to help you improve and grow. Okay. Now that's about the method. Okay. Finally, real life role playing scenario. Now this is something that you always need to do and must practice to make sure that you're making the most of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a very interesting gift mark here. Where is my gift mark? Ah, yeah, there you go. Okay. So what you need to do, go to ChatGPT. I've just given 3 scenarios. You can use ChatGPT, DeepSeek, any of the AI tools that are there, Gemini and all. But however, it's better that you do it over a vocal AI tool. So preferably ChatGPT, download the app and use it. So there are 3 such scenarios. First is giving a project update to your manager. Second is delivering a short sales pitch to a new client and resolving a conflict with the colleague. These are the 3 specific scenarios. So the first thing you're going to do is, again, each of this has a prompt to initiate a role play and a prompt to seek specific feedback. So each of these prompts, what you're going to do is first you're going to give the prompt to initiate the role play and then have a vocal battle of sorts or a conversation, a role play conversation with that AI voice feature. Once that entire conversation is done, you're going to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Then you're going to give the prompt to evaluate. Okay, so here, if you observe, the role play says that let's do a voice role play. I'm going to give a brief project update. As if you're my manager, please respond naturally with questions or comments. I want to practice my tone, pitch, variation, and syllable stress. Let's begin. And then you have, now that we finished the role play, please give me a detailed feedback on my tone, pitch, and syllable stress. Which words did I emphasize correctly? Where could I improve and all? So likewise, you have 1 such prompts each for all the 3 such scenarios. So what you're going to do is, ideally, you're going to have a 10-minute conversation with AI and then have a detailed feedback. Again, you just need to copy and paste. Where do you find these notes? Again, these notes are there. If you click on the link below, you will be able to join my VIP community where I upload all these notes as and when it is released. So you can just go to the search bar, type the heading of this particular video, and you will see a proper mind map. You can download the entire mind map exactly as it is, copy the prompts and use it. Okay. So a lot of things we've covered today. Okay. The importance of stress, tonality, what are the practical exercises you need to do? What are the things you need to avoid? And finally, what are the prompts you can use to engage and clear, get better, improve your tonality, your stress, your intonation, and the way you use the blood fuel of this beautiful voice that you're blessed with. If you like this video up until this point, I would love for you to share in the comments what were the 3 biggest breakthroughs that you experienced. And also please do hit that like button, share it with someone whom you feel this is going to be super, super useful. If you want more such videos, if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? Do subscribe. This is Dr. Suryadeep. I'll see you in the next one. Love you so, so, so much.